It is our favorite spoopy month where we all gather around for the holiday to scare the crap out of people for fun. However, nowadays we've made it so that it isn't as scary as it used to be, so today I help liven the mood. Or should I say make it dead, since the mood is Halloween. Anyway, it's for the Halloween spirit. Strange enough, when finding games to play, there were so many horrific games of the Sonic franchise that it had to be the theme for this Halloween video. So today I gathered 3 games to test to see if this little hedgehog can really spook you. I mean, he's just a little furry. How bad can he be? This is a unique game that came out 4 years before Sonic.exe was released on Newgrounds. We've entered ye oldie games where you had to type passwords to get back to your checkpoint. Now this isn't as scary as Sonic.exe, and it really wasn't scary at all. It was just more about learning how to play Tails enough to battle the boss at the end. The one thing that's unique to the game, the Tails doll. The Tails doll originated from Sonic art, where to unlock him, you need to play the Radical City course, collect the Sonic tokens, blah blah blah, finish the LA bird, and then However, what really made him popular were the countless creepypastas made about the doll that provoked the kind spirit of Tails itself, even though there's no consistent story in them at all. It starts off with Tails in the nightmare-esque world where there are fleshy spikes planted around that you have to fly around. I mean, they're kind of hard, but as long as you know how to play the game, you're fine. In order to reach the end, you must fly through the spikes to find buttons to press on that unlock the doors that are made of earth, apparently. Now, this game is definitely a trial by error type, where if you're not a platformer person like me, you can have a hard time. After getting out and running to the end, you see the ominous looking doll laying on the ground that starts to rise up and attack with spiky energy balls, but they seem like they can easily be avoided when standing still, ironically. Now the part that really gets me is how he inverts the controls. It's an unavoidable attack that he gives off, and I just don't know why, but my brain is too small to constantly switch your directions when it's inverted. After you hit him 3 times, this is when it gets a little tricky. He starts moving back and forth across the enclosed area every time he reaches the other side. And whenever you reach the ground, immediately spikes pop out. So, as long as I said, if you know how to play Tails in the regular Sonic game, you should be pretty fine. But what I failed to mention was that you have no invincibility whatsoever. Clearly, Tails doll thinks he's in Tekken, and so he combos you so much, where if you get hit at a bad time, you are completely sauced on. You're trash. You're like me. You're trash. You can say goodbye to that chance at beating Tails. Then after that, it was actually quite simple. He just teleports instantly, gives off damage. But if you wait a second later, like if you wait right to the very end, if he teleports in the same spot and jump and hit him, pretty fine actually. Which is surprisingly the easiest thing the boss ever did, seeing how you would probably fight for your life if you were low on health. I mean, I know I would. Then after you beat him, he returns into the lifeless doll that he always was. Thinking you beat the game, you run to the end expecting a reward, you know, the Sonic game. You reach the end and you complete the level. But honestly, get the scariest thing the game ever did.
You again? Go away already!
The voice line. Then it just rolls credits and that's basically the end of the game. Now there are other difficulties like I said, but that just makes it so that the higher the difficulty, the higher amount of rings dropped, or the lowest amount of rings dropped. But I've never heard of anyone say that they have done the ultimate run of Tails Nightmare, so I really don't bother. And you are given a challenge to collect all 200 rings in the game, which only give you a secret message from the developer saying how much of a gamer you are, which not all people need. I mean, you know, I'm good at my own games. I really do think it was a cool game to do for Tails, seeing how he never gets any recognition when it comes to Sonic horror, so I like to see the change of pace. But dolls are still freaky. Yeah! Anyway, that should be the last horror game, right? I mean, like, we don't need to do any more after this, right? Sonic.exe. So just in case this needed to be clarified, this is a new type of horror. Not all horror comes down to just blood and dark shadows. There's only one word to describe this Sonic Forces parody: disgust. The game starts out with a very good view of the cursed Sonic and how Eggman Zawaru dode Sonic out of existence. Then does the gritty on me. But no. Sonic still has some fight in him. He was just TP'd to a different game. Then you see him jump off the battle bus and land at Green Ganders. I was trying to do a Fortnite pun. Let me just tell you, running down here at this angle sucks so much. Thank God this one zone has barriers on it. As we run down, we start to hear Tails in the background, and I'm not gonna lie, I I didn't even try to save him. Those ladybugs made munching noises, and I thought they were gonna eat me as they ate Tails, so I just ran away at first. Then after getting sprung up a waterfall, we meet Knuckles.
Sonic is alive!
This really is a Forces parody, isn't it? After running some more, because, you know, I'm Sonic, guys. We come across this mega spring. I was like, oh, cool. Maybe I could go back or play on Angel Island instead. Yahoo! No. After reading the very confusing piece of grass on the ground, I had a feeling that we were close to Eggman.
No way! I can't believe this!
Man, I was expecting a harder fight. Well, what do I do now? Okay, this is actually kind of hard. Because of the slippery controls and this weird depth perception going on, I can't seem to hit him at all. Thank God Tails and Knuckles helped me, because if they didn't, I would probably die. Oh yeah, speaking of that, that's the funny thing, you can't. After you beat Eggman, well, actually I'll just let the rest of the game say it for me. Because, yeah... Now, this really is the last one, right? I mean, nothing could come as horrific as this. I mean, we could stop with the Sonic shenanigans, right? Right? Now, obviously, when you talk about creepypasta, there's always one game so infamous that every 5-year-old from 2015 knew what gave them the reason to never touch a computer anymore. Sonic.exe. It started as a creepypasta that was made by JC the Hyena, and as you know, a year later, an independent developer made it into a game to show a whole different side of Sonic. Even if you don't remember or understand this game, the same thing happened in 2021 when the Backrooms was a huge thing, how it first started out as a creepypasta that went to videos and now as games. Like the main character Tom, who received Sonic.exe from a friend, was given a warning saying that he was probably dead, saying, "Do not play, destroy immediately," and quote for quote says, "Even though Kyle is my best friend, I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me to." If it makes you feel any better, the ending was never specified what happened to Tom, just that a Sonic plushie with blood coming from its eyes whispered to him. But the only other child I knew that had a talking plushie was a bite victim, so he probably didn't come out well. Now that that's covered, let's start the cursed EXE game. So you start the game out with nothing suspicious at all, guys, and then go to this wonderful menu. Don't worry, guys, that's just a friendly laugh by our favorite man, Sonic. Just like any Sonic game, we are greeted by the level and run to the end. But we see something, how do I say it? Oh yeah, dead! I don't know who murdered these forest animals, but it sure wasn't plastic straws. After that experience, you could see your best friend, Sonic.
Hello. Do you want to play with me?
Now, I may not have many friends, but I don't think they send each other to hell. After you run for so long, you get caught by Sonic and start crying on the ground. "Oh, Tails, what are you, a little baby that needs to cry for his mommy?" Jesus Christ, why? He did nothing wrong! Well, after that experience, I felt a sudden urge to reflect upon my life. with more Sonic.exe. Let's go. Oh wow, you load up the save file with that guy that was on front of it. What a new function of gaming. Now you are given an attack to punch because you know Nuck, that boy who loves to punch things. Then blood comes out of nowhere and you meet that guy that maybe is Sonic but isn't. After playing the most unfair game of tag, Knuckles starts crying because he wonders if he can ever become a great boxer like Jake Paul. Then the man that kinda looks like Sonic says, "Not with those arms, you aren't." Now we enter the last save file with Eggman, who just looks like he's saying, "Alright man, I was watching a 2014 video over this game and already know what happens next. Please, for the love of God, play Apex or some shit like that." You Look, if you spin him around enough, he could fly. After falling down the stairs, someone turned off the lights in the kitchen, and because I'm a nightlight boy, I need all my lights on. So after I fall down another round of stairs, I meet that man that I don't think is Sonic anymore, and he decides to bully the egg by making him constipated. Then we get a new background that definitely doesn't look like I'm part of a Sonic cult. Oh well, that one seals the deal. I'm sold. Then I think it tries to reveal my name, but I don't think my name is Tom. Wait a minute. What is my name? Why am I here? Who am I? Is the One Piece real? No man, I'm sick and tired of this Sonic bullshit. The games weren't even that scary. Sonic Suggests is just a meme-worthy video to make. Tails Nightmare some Newground game. Sonic.exe is just nothing but a fake. What's that noise?